The death of soccer journalist Grant Wahl shocked the sports world when he passed away at the World Cup this month from what was determined to be an undiagnosed aortic aneurysm. But what exactly is an aortic aneurysm? To talk about this, we're very happy to welcome Dr. Rahul Rahangdal, Director of Neurology with Ascension St. John Neurology and Stroke Care. Thank you for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you for having me here again today.
First of all, can you kind of explain what an aortic aneurysm is?
So in aortic aneurysm, aorta is basically the large artery which carries blood from your heart to the rest of the body. And the aneurysm is basically the balloon-like bulge or outpouching in the aorta, which could be because of the weakness of the aortic valve.
Okay. Now, what are some symptoms and who is most at risk for developing one?
So the symptoms basically depends on what is the type and what are the locations of that aneurysm. So there are different types. Thoracic aortic aneurysm, which is in the chest, is commonly because of the high blood pressure. And typically the symptoms, most of the time you won't have any symptoms. They are sudden onset. You will have symptoms sharp, chest pain or the pain in the back, or they have a shortness of breath, and that can be responsible for sudden death. And the second type is the aortic, the abdominal aortic aneurysm, which is in the abdomen. And typically this is seen in males who are over the age of 65, have a history of smoking. Typically the symptoms in abdominal aortic aneurysms, they are silent. You won't have any symptoms. Some may have some symptoms like they have nagging or throbbing pain in the belly or in the back or the flanks. They can also feel pulsations in their belly if the size of aneurysm is pretty large. Now there are more types of aneurysms based on where it is. Aneurysm can happen any part of your body, like brain aneurysm. A rupture in the brain aneurysm can cause bleeding stroke as well.
When I hear about aneurysms, I feel like it's always someone passed away and it turns out they had an aneurysm. For someone watching, what do you do to be prepared for that or to know you have one?
So, as I said, you know, most of the aneurysms are silent. You won't know until you have any symptom, right? You're not going to get tested for it. And basically the chest aneurysm, the thoracic aneurysms, again, you know, you won't have any symptoms. It just all of a sudden you will have a sharp pain, and if it's a burst like a rupture, that can cause sudden death. Now the abdominal aneurysm, there are screenings. Typically it happens in males over the age of 65 and have ever history of the smoking. It is recommended by American Heart Association to have screening ultrasonography if they turn 65, even if they have a remote history of smoking. As far as the aortic and the abdominal and the thoracic, again the same thing. If you have any symptoms, even the shortness of breath, sounds like a heart attack or anything, you should get checked by the ultrasonography echocardiogram.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Well, Dr. Rahangdal, thank you so much for being here as always, your insight on this matter. We appreciate it. Well, coming up in our next half hour, we're continuing to follow the blast of winter weather coming tomorrow morning and what it means for your Christmas forecast. And frostbite is a danger to be aware of with this cold weather, what you need to know about the very serious condition.